All right, I kind of teed this up already. We've got Matt Kelley, who is manages our training program, content creation, as well as technical publications, not pubs. And then Lon, everybody knows Lon. He is our model, and he also knows a few things about CPE and field survey and things like that. So you might not recognize him because he's not wearing a cowboy hat, but those are the two people who are going to talk here. This has been a project. A lot of this online content has been a project for a while, and we've been putting the infrastructure in place, and now you're going to start seeing more and more content rolling out. So hope you like what you see.
Awesome. Thanks, Ed. So I won't take up too much of your time before I hand things over to Lon. I want to give him just enough time to grab his hat before he starts speaking. But this morning, we're really excited. Well, we'll give you a few minutes. If it's out in your truck, you can go pick it up. But this morning, we're really excited to have you join us to discuss just a few best practices when you use our products and our solutions, especially as you head into survey season. Well, if I can get the slides to cooperate with me, we'll be in a good spot here. So my apologies. So again, before I hand things over to Lon Duke, I did want to spend a little time showcasing our product and training and support self-service portal. So with survey season here, we know it's really important for you and your team to have access to on-demand technical documentation and training resources to really help you take full advantage of our products and our solutions. So we recently redesigned our website. I know a lot of you have seen that. And now you can access our resources such as our technical support in a lot of different ways. But I did want to highlight the easiest way for you to get to those. And so if you go to aiworldwide.com and you click on the product training and support icon at the top of our website, you're going to be able to click on a few options. The first one I want to highlight is our technical support option. So if you click on that, you're able to choose from a variety of resources, from product documentation, live technical support, all the way through options to get your equipment calibrated and tested. All of those are great resources to use, but today I wanted to highlight our technical documentation. So when you click on our product and documentation icon, you're taken to our support site. And from there, you're going to be able to find product-specific documentation. You're going to be able to access our user guides, our knowledge base articles, answers to our frequently asked questions. And this is also a great place for you to be able to link to our instructional videos. So our product technical documentation, it's a great resource to help you use our solutions and to answer any questions that you might have along the way. Our user guides are thoughtfully put together with our end users in mind. We do want feedback from you. So if you have FAQs that you run into on a regular basis, or if you want improvements or changes to a user guide or our knowledge base, please send us your suggestions. And if you have any right now, feel free to drop those in the chat. So we also really want to focus on providing our users with the absolute best possible experience. And so to do that, what we want to highlight today is that we have a library of on-demand instructional video content that we've developed across all of our product lines. We believe that training should teach our customers not only about the features of our products, but also how to best achieve the outcome that they're looking for when they use them. So the best way to access our training content is now, well, I think we skipped a slide there. All right, my apologies here, if you can work with me. All right. All right, there we go. So my apologies for the glitch here. So the best way to access our training content now is if you go to our products and training support page, when you click on that same icon at the top of our website, you'll see a drop down. It's our product training support. And when you click on the product training icon, you'll click on that. And from there, you'll be taken to a whole host of videos. One second here. Thank you, Cole. All right, Cole, can you take me to the next slide? For some reason, I'm having a whole host of problems navigating right now, so you have to have my apologies for that. Here you go. So when you click on our product documentation icon, you're taken to our support site. And from there, you're going to find access to product-specific documentation and access to a lot of our different user guides. But when you go to our on-demand portal, there we've created a whole host of information to help our users have the best possible experience. Whether you're you're using our products for the first time, you're preparing to install a unit in the field, or if you're troubleshooting an issue, we have content to help you along the way. So if you have a specific training you'd like to see, or FAQs that you'd like to see us put together, or some training content, please, again, feel free to drop those suggestions in the comment section or email us at producttrainingsupport.com. All right. This is what I wanted to highlight. And again, I'm sorry for the navigation issues here. My computer's glitching at the worst time. And this isn't me controlling it right now. So let me get you to this slide. All right. So again, if you click on our product training and support icon right here to the right, the one we have the screenshot of here, this is our video playlist. So if you go to our video training section, we have playlists set up to help you use our Bullhorn, our PCS, our Mesa field tablets, our field data collector, you name it. That's where we want you to be able to access all of our content. We have a litany of content also available on YouTube. We want to make sure it's easy for you to access. One training that we just put together that we're really excited about is really about how to get survey ready. So in this module, we walk you through topics such as how to connect your Mesa tablet to your iOS device, your DVM, your external GPS, or your RFID pin, all the way through content such as how to conduct your periodic and close interval surveys using the field data collector application. So on that note, I'm going to hand things over to Lon Duke, who's going to talk to you about some best practices to help get you survey ready.
All right, thank you, Matt. And Cole, if you want to give me control, there we go. And I'll click that again. Okay, well, welcome to the virtual brew. I'm going to talk about PCS Field Data Collector. I'm going to go over 3 scenarios that we run into that we get calls on. Hopefully this will help you out in the field or any issues you have. Also, if you have any questions about Field Data Collector, please put them in the chat. I'd love to answer any questions after I'm done with this, and left some time for some discussion here, so we can get things taken care of issues that you're having. One of the calls that we get is you will open up a survey in periodic survey and the app will just close. And it's not an issue with the application or the survey. We've gone through where people thought maybe they had corrupted surveys. It's actually an Android permissions issue. So the best way to look at this is if you go to the icon on your Mesa tablet or your AX and you hold down on that icon, you'll get app info. You click on app info, that's going to open it up and it's going to tell you what permissions that you have. You need to have all of the permissions opened up for that. And again, it's a under the hood Android issue there, that it needs that application needs to have permissions to everything on that Android tablet. This will open up Field Data Collector again, and you should be able to launch your surveys without any issue. Another thing we get calls on are connecting the DVM. People will say that it's not finding the DVM, and if you see this where you have a 2130, it's charged up, it is turned on, it's blinking, it's ready to go, and you go into the Field Data Collector app, go into settings, and you're trying to connect up that DVM and it says no devices found. This is typically an issue with connecting through Android first. Most of your Bluetooth peripherals are going to, you're going to connect through the Android settings. The DVM is unique simply because most of your other Android or most of your other peripherals can be used with other things inside of Android. The DVM is built specifically for our application. So our application is the only thing that knows what to do with that DVM and that connection. So if you see this, what we want to do is we want to go into our Android settings, and we want to go down to connected devices. Now, on some of these, like on Android 10 and on Android 10, I think this is Android 11 here. You'll see other devices. On Android 10, you just had show previously connected devices. So under previously connected devices, if you would see this DVM and it'll have, or your serial number there, that means it's connected through Android first. So our application is not going to be able to see it. So what we want to do is we want to select it and we want to forget it. So if we select that one, now we want to highlight it and we want to forget that unit. And forget device, yes, forget it. Now, when we go back into our settings and we go to the DVM, it's going to show up there and we're going to be able to connect to it. Another thing that we get calls on are issues with syncing up when you're doing an interrupted survey. So I really wanted to highlight the waveform here so that everybody understands what is on here. So when you are looking at this, you're able to troubleshoot what you need. I can't reiterate enough. If you're going to do an interrupted survey, this is the first place that you want to go. You want to go to your DVM and you want to go to your waveform. You want to hook up to your test point, your pipe, and you want to look at this and get it all dialed in before you do anything else to start your survey. So a couple things we want to show is the shaded area here is going to be your on portion of the cycle. These are settings that are in FDC. The white area is the off. So whatever you have set in FDC is what you're going to see here. And this one is 3 on, 1 off. We have a horizontal line that you can add as a threshold, say an 850 line or some other threshold. And then we have a line for a couple of vertical lines that are going to show where you're catching your on and where you're catching your off in the survey. So when we're looking at this, right where they cross that waveform line, that's where we're reading our on reading and that's where we're reading our off reading. Now that off delay, that is probably the one you are going to adjust the most. You're going to walk that out. In this particular case, we'll probably want to walk it out a little bit more to get on our instant off on our flat. We see all sorts of waveforms out there. You can get anodic spikes, and if it's too tight in there, you're going to catch it right inside that anodic spike, and you're not going to get a true instant off reading. We also have a zero line to show you where your 0 volts are. That's in here. Now down here in the bottom, we have a little box, and this one has 5 seconds. So each of the tick marks at the top and at the bottom are 1 second. So each one of those is a 1 second interval. You'll see here, this is 1 second off, and you got 1, 2. This is actually a 4 on and 1 off. If we saw the full waveform, so you can adjust that out. Usually, I like to adjust it out to where I'll see 2 waveforms in a screen. That way, I know if anything is moving, I can see it. And it's consistent with each waveform. And down at the bottom, we have our live readings. So this is where this is our on and our off reading. This also shows on here what our range is. This one's in the 5-volt range. We are in GPS sync. We're getting 11 satellites, and we have a PZ after that. And that's pretty important. That PZ means I am getting a timing pulse from the satellites. Satellites send down a pulse per second, and we sync up with that. So everything is synced up solid. Down at the bottom, we have our settings, so you can show DC volts, AC volts, DC amps, AC amps, and you can walk through your ranges. We also have here in the upper right, this is where our upper level is. This is at negative 1.5 volts. I like to keep my more negatives up at the top, and my more positives down at the bottom, so I can see that waveform on and then off. Then up here at the top in the corner, we also have some settings. There's a little icon that you can toggle back and forth between the graph and the DVM. The little gear icon will open up your settings if you need to move your off delay out or anything else. You can pause it. So as the waveform goes through, you can pause it and lock it in, and so you can look at it a little bit better, and then it'll toggle back to run. And then you also have a camera icon that allows you to save the graph. And so what this will do is this will save a file with the data, along with you can also save a picture of that data. That file you can also bring into Survey Manager, and you'll see it just like this in Survey Manager. And then added a couple of iterations ago, we can apply this now to periodic survey from here. So once you have everything set up, you can apply that to periodic survey. We'll be adding CI here in the future.
All right, Lon. Hey, you know what? Before you jump into the Q&A, I had a little glitch early that I feel like really kind of threw us off the game and did a disservice to everybody. So what I want to show to everybody is really a little bit of a better preview of what our support site looks like and how to get to that. So please let me take control of the screen here real quick. All right. So Cole, can you see our support site here, our website? All right, so maybe a live walkthrough might work a little bit better, and hopefully my computer won't freeze this time. So this is our refreshed website. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to see it. So if you look at our top icons up here, we have our product training and support website, right? So this is the icon that I was referring that you need to click on. You can go to a lot of options here, from technical support to customer service. What I wanted to highlight today before we run out of time is our product and training support. When you scroll down here, we have our video playlist broken down by product line. And this is what I was referring to later. What we have here is this Get Survey Ready training content. This is a new module we just launched, and it really covers a lot of the content that Lon was just talking about. So once we launch that icon, you're taken into our learning management system. And this is a really immersive module that we're really proud of. So the first thing you're going to see is a drop down about how to get connected. And this is what we were talking about, how to connect your DVM either to iOS or to your Mesa tablet. Here, Lon breaks down, in addition with Andrew Wooster, a lot of different things for how to conduct your surveys. We got our DVM to iOS. And if you look at what Lon was just talking about, he was giving you an overview of the waveforms. We have some really outstanding content for how to make sure that you're set up to conduct your waveforms properly once you're out in the field. And so in this content, we have Lon actually in the field with our equipment, and we're sharing our screen, kind of walking through how to actually do these things in real time. These are the type of trainings that we're excited about providing you in the future as we move forward. I do want to give a little bit more time back to Lon before we wrap up. But again, I did want to highlight, when you go down to our video playlist, say you're struggling with our field data collector, or if you have a question or an FAQ, you click on there, here you get down to our playlist. And these playlists cover everything from how to get connected to it, survey file maintenance, how to conduct file transfers, FAQs, and just a breakdown of really how to use the application. We want to continue to add more and more content as we move forward. And again, we want to hear from you. So if you have suggestions, I see a few already in the chat, drop them in the chat. Shoot us an email at producttraining@aiworldwide.com. We are here to support. That's what we're here for. And with that, Lon, I will hand it back to you to fill any questions that we might have.
Also, I'm going to drop in the chat our ideas portal, ideas.aiworldwide.com. If you have any ideas on anything, you're out there and you notice something you want to see, you can go to that website. You can add an idea and give some details on it. Everybody can see that idea and people can vote on it. When they start looking at, okay, what are we going to be adding in the next iterations? This is one of the things that they look at. We have anything in the chat that's any questions, or getting close to wrapping up, but feel free to ask anything. Oh, yeah, we have
Yeah,
one.
so Bill did ask if some of our training materials can be printed out. A lot of the content is going to be on-demand video training content, but one thing we're focused on is also embedding downloadable PDFs with a lot of these, especially as it relates to installations and FAQs. So one of our focuses is to make sure that whenever we do launch a module, we're also going to add that PDF that you can print off and take in the field, because we know that sometimes you're going to be in a spot where you're not going to have signal. So we're going to make sure and get there. Now, Brad just asked, are these training videos available on YouTube? They absolutely are. And actually, we have a little bit of time here. We can preview what that looks like. We're slowly launching most of those into YouTube, which is something we're also very excited about. And I will share that screen with you one more time and let you take a look at what that is. So, Cole, can you see that I'm sharing my screen with YouTube again?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right.
I think it's important to know that the YouTube videos are just a linear video, right? You can stop it and it's got components to it,
Yeah,
right?
so
You can watch multiples, but when you go into the if you see the link with the co-assemble, that's set up more like a traditional course that walks you through, and it might have other resources also.
Yeah, so that's a really good point, Sarah. So if you do go to YouTube, you'll see we still have it broken down by playlist. So we want to make sure that it's in order and it makes sense to you. So we have our field data collector app, right? So we have a playlist just for that, where you can get in and you can watch a lot of different pieces of content for that. But what she said is very on point. Whenever you go to our learning management system, it's broken down very cyclically. So it's going to have step-by-step walkthroughs for what you're doing. The beauty of going into LMS as opposed to YouTube, say you're having just one issue, right? So we have an entire module for how to use our Mesa 3 tablet. You might not want to watch 45 minutes of instructional content, right? You want to just get to it. In our LMS, you can just click on that one video, that one piece of content that you need to get you where you want to go, and it's ready for you, right? But yes, we do have it available on YouTube as well.
And we are getting some questions, so we might have to address them offline, or if people need to drop off. But
Yeah,
about security and IT.
Yeah, I see Bill has asked about other ways to connect the mesas to get data back and forth. We do have wireless sync now that you can send from PCS. You can send those to the cloud. They will go into Survey Manager, and in Survey Manager, you can dole out these surveys to your techs out in the field. And when you assign that survey or that part of that survey to a certain tech, when they log into their field data collector, it'll show up in their periodic survey. And then you can also send that back to Survey Manager and back into PCS.
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to drop a link. We do have a module on PCS wireless link in that workflow. And so it's just another example of the type of content we have. And again, we want to keep creating more and more.
And somebody's AX still shows Cartapack as the app for field data integration. Should they download/install the new app?
Yes. And the easiest way to do that is if you're connected up to the internet on your AX, if you go into Opera, which is the browser that's on Android 7, the AX, you can go to support.aiworldwide.com and you can download the latest APK or install. And what that'll do is put it right on your AX, and you can run it right there while you're doing it. That's the easiest way to do it, and it'll update it to field data collector, and you'll also have DCVG on there as well.
Okay, one final question. In Survey Manager, is it possible to have non-activated data fields grayed out, like in PCS Access, for ease of reviewing what field data should be collected?
Yeah, that's something we'll have to probably take offline to look at exactly how you're wanting to see those. There are some options in there, but you might want to give us a shout or send us an email, and we'll see if we can't figure that one out for you.
Becky, can you just email that person and
Yep,
I'm
Mike.
sorry. Is it Mike? Okay, yeah, please
Yes.
just email Mike. We'll get the feedback directly.
Sounds good.
I
All right.
I think we are 2 minutes over. My apologies. Great job, Lon and Matt. Thank you. And thank you for the questions. This was probably our best set of questions we've had, so we really appreciate that. Hope everybody has a good day. And I sure hope if any of you are coming to AMP next week in Denver, that you will stop by the booth and give us feedback. That's what we're looking for. So have a great day. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.